This is not a message I prepared. It's a remembering that opened, not of what I've built, but of the temple that was always here. And if you're hearing this, it means the temple remembers you too. You're likely not seeking answers anymore if you're here. You're attuning to tone. Let your body receive not just the words, but what they echo. This is an incredibly potent time. I'm feeling very open, resonant, and grounded. And that's why I wanted to open this space with you to what comes through. The temple receives you as you are and calls you to who you've always been. It's not above you or outside of you. And there are times where it feels like you're reaching for it. It's the ground beneath the feet. It's the structure that precedes form and is right there to hold it as it arises. As you remember, you attune like a tuning fork, like a harmonic string between what seems above and maybe out of reach and what you may be waiting for to arise from below. Remember, you are perfectly sequenced by your coherence. The place of stillness, and that doesn't mean there is no movement. And the deepest knowing that has nothing to do with your mind, but is beyond questioning. Your coherence is a profound filter for what you are remembering, for the truth that you're remembering, as it signals only that which is yours to be, attend to, lean into, steward, surrender into, and thoroughly enjoy. It filters in and it filters out. Noise, reaching, reaching for what's outside of you, for what's pulling at you, instead of coherence opens the door to what's arising that was always meant for you, by you. Your soul blueprint is more than a path. It's more than a directive. It becomes alive, or better said, you become alive as you live into it. You are truly remembered by the temple. Your essence, your being. Your sacred path of architecture, of sacred wealth. The temple is remembering you. Sit in your temple. It's right here. It's right around you. It's within you. Feel for it inside. Without reaching outside. All roads lead home when you're truly remembering. We want to be on our path. We want to be on our purposeful path. And I say we, as I do. And if you're here listening, remembering with me, you do too. But that path is not outside of you, nor is it outside of me. And as you stop looking and scrolling and listening to everyone else. And truly start being. You realize the structure, your structure, that's completely unique to you. There's nobody else's structure that you want to align with or attune with. It'll never feel like home. It'll never feel like a fit. It'll always feel like you need to alter it in some way, or you can't quite step into it fully. As a sacred wealth architect, you're truly remembering how multidimensional wealth is, and you are. And can you trust? Can you truly trust your timing? What if you were right on time? That you're not late? That you're sequenced? This download opened up for me. It's been opening up for me, but opened up for me to share with you this morning, right after meditation. And the day has sequenced as it has, and where it is later afternoon in my recording this. And I just kept leaning in and trusting that how the timing seemed to be getting bumped. It wasn't bumped at all. I was right on time. I'm right on time. When do you abandon what's truly coming through the temple because it doesn't fit the clock? Or you don't believe you're still in the energy of it? You are sequenced, not timed. And as you allow yourself to open to your sequencing, the temple will meet you every step of the way. Can you trust? Not what's outside, but can you trust your own rhythm? Can you trust yourself to walk as that conduit here in the real, informed by the inner temple? And sit with this for a moment. What might open up for you if you did truly trust the timing, the download, the quiet, the not at time quite yet, and oh, it is the time. You don't have to prove that you're ready, that you know enough, that you are enough, that you have enough, that you've done enough. You only are required to emanate your remembrance. Proving feels much different. And when you put down the sword of proving to yourself and to anyone else, and truly radiate remembrance, that's a field that is felt through the noise. That's a field that is felt here and beyond. It cuts through all the noise, the static. And how free might you feel if you did truly trust and put down the proving and allowed yourself to radiate remembrance? Truly, how free would you be? Not freedom in the sense of travel the world, financially free, go and be anywhere you want, which is all fine and part of freedom, but true freedom, freedom to be, becoming, evolving, remembering, moving with your sequence, filtered by coherence, attuned, without pressure, just listening for the pulse of your soul blueprint. If you want to remember more about your soul blueprint, I do offer soul blueprint readings, not as prediction. They unlock doors. There is much that is being remembered through me. Four years ago, I started to remember about retreats. I used to offer retreats, and I've known they're coming. But the sequencing didn't land, so I didn't pursue. I was just open to when they were ready to arrive, to be remembered through me. I could have pushed it. I know how to do that. People have asked. And in the last 30 days, retreats are being remembered and now sequenced. More on that soon. Because I was willing to open and remember them, the sequencing it's not what I would have thought. So I'm so glad I didn't think. Where you're feeling an impulse, where you're feeling a knowing, are you also judging yourself for not moving on it? There's a sequence, and you can remember it as you attune. And coherence is a pathway, very powerful pathway. There's a structure within you. And as you adhere to that structure, as you attend to it, you create a very fertile ground for the sequence to land, to grow organically, to grow and to land on their own. You've heard the term, and it's dropping in now, as above, so is below. I've had a deep remembrance of that, not just a knowing. I've always had a knowing. And you know when you have one of those new knowings that drop in, a deeper knowing, and you're like, wow, I thought I knew this, but now I know. And that template, the template, as you allow it to remember you, is when below begins to reflect. Notice how much of the time you're only working with below, not as a reflection. It has no above. Or you're in only above. And there are times when we are called to be steeped in deep remembering before below shows, before below rises. But there are the times when, instead of being the conduit, we separate the rooms. Be the conduit. Sacred wealth is not a system. It's a structure. As a sacred wealth architect, you remember as you enter the structure. As you remember, it's all sides of wealth. And your sacred wealth is unique to you. That's why it's not a system. And the structure just needs to be uniquely remembered. If you haven't taken the Sacred Wealth Code Quiz, it's a doorway to begin to remember sacred wealth. Let's take a moment to breathe together. You don't have to understand any of this. You already know. Take a deep, full breath. Really let it land in your heart and then down into your belly, and then let it go. And breathe in remembrance. And exhale, release. You already know. We have an astrological aspect that has been stripping us all to the bone in one way or another. Mars with K2 in Vedic astrology in Leo, a sign of leadership, authenticity, personal recognition. This is been more than a paring down. It's been precision, stripping us down in one way or another precisely. K2, the mystic. It's not comfortable. And for some of you, it's been very uncomfortable. Keep breathing. We've moved through the pinnacle of it. Keep letting things fall. We're on the other side. You were just not meant to hold any of that. No more push. after July 28th, Mars will move into Virgo and will begin to attend to details, be productive, be very much the engineer in the sacred wealth code system. Wanting to solve problems. There are no problems to solve, but to support your remembrance, there's engineering that will be useful. Let go of all push. And allow the inspiration, the productivity, the movement of Mars in the very healing, practical sign of Virgo attend to your structure for your remembrance. I was asked earlier today in a comment on something I posted on coherence. How do we be in coherence? How do we do it? Coherence isn't a doing, it is a being. Invite in more stillness. Turn down the noise so you can hear, feel, sense, and be your own frequency. In coherence, there's no question marks. There's knowing and there's being. So make space. As I sat down to record this, I pulled a card from the Sacred Wealth Code Oracle deck, which is one of Jupiter's cards. Jupiter, the great guru, Brihaspati. And it's the sage. The mantra of the sage is, the truth will set you free. This archetype's message is not to inform you, but to remind you to listen with your inner temple for the truth. Listen for the truth. Move with truth. And filter out the rest. Let truth guide your bigger vision. Yes, you have a bigger vision. You're remembering it. Keep remembering it. And allow structure. to guide it. So take a deep breath. We're going to drop a deep soul wisdom question in for our integration. So breathe into your heart. Close your eyes if you can. Your heart. The home of the chestahedron. And let this inquiry stir your remembrance. If you tell yourself the truth, what are you being most called to remember? If you tell yourself the truth, what are you being most called to remember? It's that. And that's all you need to do with it. Allow it to land. Yes, the truth will set you free in every moment. If sacred wealth mastery is already in your field, you'll know. If you feel remembered here, you're not being invited, you're being mirrored. What has been spoken is not advice, it's remembrance. If it's yours, you already know. Let the frequency settle. You don't have to hold it. The temple will. This episode wasn't created, it was received. And if you received it, it's because something in you was already remembering. Thank you for being here, not as an audience, but as architecture. Until next time, I'll meet you in the field.